Chris here with the Real Albuquerque podcast, videocast. We are up here into Harris Mountain. You can see around us. We are in front of a beautiful metallic gray E60 M5. We will be talking today with Furniture Superstore co-owner Chris Saylor. We'll be talking business. We'll be talking how to hustle. We'll be talking a lot of different things today. So join us. We're going to hustle through this. We're going to be going up this mountain to the crest, hustling and bombarding this thing. It's a little rainy, as you see, so we're going to take a little light, but we will be having fun today. So sit back, relax. I'm going to cut to some B-roll of this M5, and then we'll get going. Okay, guys, we're actually in our metallic gray. Is that the right color?
Yeah,
okay,
right, yeah.
Okay, I got it right. These car companies come with these crazy names. We are in our metallic gray E60 M5. M mode's turned off. You can't see it if you're listening to our podcast on iTunes. You can probably hear it though. It is coming down hard with rain. We're going up still the crest of the mountain in Albuquerque, hustling up this thing. And hoping to stay headed due north towards the top. I guess it's actually due west towards the top. That's all semantics. I got Chris here, driver's seat, like I promised in the intro. He is the co-owner of the Furniture Superstore, currently on 4th Street, Ranchitos. If you need furniture, go to this guy, senseless plug. Okay, I told you to do the senseless plug.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the advertising out of the way. We're all fired up. We just had some local burritos. You'll see that in episode 2, right? We had some Blake's burritos and we had some Golden Pride burritos. Find out who wins episode 2. That'll come out later this week. Okay, so basically I brought Chris in here, and what the base of this podcast is we'll be going through local Albuquerque people, non-local Albuquerque people, talking about how they make their business successful. People use the word entrepreneur. I'm going to use the word hustler because after you hear Chris's story, you'll see why. Chris, tell the audience what you do in 2 sentences.
Sell furniture.
That's 1 sentence. Okay, that's like 4 words. Okay.
Okay.
He sells furniture. We can deal with that, guys, right? So, I would actually say slinging furniture, right?
Yeah. Well, sell furniture. Yeah, pretty much. Sell it, deliver it. You name it, we deal with it.
I'm not going to say what brands you do. That's not the point. So, how did you get into selling and moving furniture? What's the story there? Tell us. I know the story.
The beginning, or what?
Take us all the way back to the beginning. 10 years ago, Chris Saylor.
Okay, so 10 years ago, I introduced to Craigslist when I was a freshman in high school, and that blew my mind because, you know, since I was really young, I had lemonade stands, you fucking name it. I was figuring out how to make money, you know?
Yeah.
So really, it started off when I was in high school. I introduced to this, and I went to his website and just couldn't believe all this stuff, you know. And we went to a party one time with one of my good friends, and it was really kind of a random way to start buying and selling and flipping things. But went to this party, and this girl I was with was like, "Hey, your friend, she's wearing like $400 jeans, you know, out of all weird things." And I was like, "Who the fuck would pay that?"
Yeah. Well,
like, I you know, seriously, who would pay? You know? And so I started looking into it, and I was like, "Well, maybe I could flip these things," you know. So, you know, weird thing to think of, but I went to a thrift store and I found 4 pairs for like $30.
And we're talking, I don't know the exact brand, but True Religion.
True Religion, yeah. True Religion is kind of the main ones that got me started, you know. So found them, you know, $30, 25, $30. You know, found out the right size to buy as I started buying them. And I'd go on eBay and sell them for $150, $200, you know, and I'd flip them and, you know, get 3-4 a day, you know, over a couple weeks. I mean, you start bringing in some good money doing. It's just a weird thing, you know, but it worked, you know.
So it all started with slanging, or okay, I'm not going to say that word. I'm going to be polite and appropriate. Selling, designer jeans from Craigslist.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Now you were in school at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
in Chico State?
No, this was when I was a freshman in high school.
Oh, okay. This is high school. So yeah, people don't know your backstory, but you lived and born and raised in Albuquerque. Well, actually, born and raised in Berthoud, Colorado.
No, born in Albuquerque, lived in Berthoud for 4th grade for a year, which is
the concrete capital.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's nothing up there. A town of like 300 people. It's tiny. But
shout out to Berthoud if you're out there.
Yeah, yo. Moved back to Albuquerque, was here until 6th grade, until 8th grade, and then moved out to San Diego in 8th grade and went to high school all 4 years in San Diego, and then went to Santa Barbara for a year and a half.
Oh, okay. And all through this time, you've been moving jeans. Now, I hear this a lot through other people. Everybody had their own lemonade stand. I had my own hustle when I was doing it. When I was younger, I would sell different types of things, just anything to get some capital, to get some micro machines.
Exactly, exactly. The jeans where it started. The jeans went on to about sophomore, junior year, where then I picked up computers and started buying computers that were broken with broken screens, and I'd buy them and resell them. And
these are, I remember this. I remember in high school you were putting MacBooks in the oven to resolder the video cards. Remember this?
Yeah.
I remember you doing this kind of stuff.
Learned how to fix the water damaged ones and whatever. So.
And there's good money in a water. You buy it cheap, you fix it, and then you sell it. Right?
Yeah, you'd make double the amount of money you make on jeans, and just again a million other things. I think the biggest thing you learn when you're buying and selling is that the value of what stuff really is. I mean, there's a value in everything. Somebody might not have a value for it, but if you understand value, you can take that and be like, okay, this is worth. In my mind, I think I can get this much for, and they're selling it this much. You can turn around and usually make money. I think understanding value is where you make your money.
So your value prop is, I'm going to take something that is basically discarded and probably in someone's eyes unusable.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to throw a little time money, maybe $100, 4 hours of pure gumption into this thing, a little sweat equity, and now you have something more, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, say a pair of jeans, they're too big, you don't need them. They sit in your closet, you get rid of them for nothing.
You're right. I just put some stuff to Goodwill.
Exactly.
I should have slang it and learned from you. I wish I would have known this.
And then MacBooks, same thing. You get water on it, you dump wine or whatever, they're ruined. Apple tells you, hey, it's $1,000, might as well get a new one. What does it do? Sit in your closet. You know what I mean?
Right. So, or you can give it to Chris. Now you see all these iPhone screen repair places popping up. Same story. So let's go past the small game. How did you get into moving furniture?
Moving furniture turned into, that was the next, when I went into college, it became harder and harder to get computers because of all the screen repairs and different things popping up.
Oh, so you were feeling no heat from that?
Not feeling heat, it just wasn't, they're harder to find.
Right.
So it became, again, everything changes and you got to move with the changing. And the next best thing is I found just a sectional online at $200. I think it was like brand new.
Right.
Went out, picked it up. I didn't even have it off the back of my truck before I sold it for $1,000.
On Craigslist?
Yeah, I took the picture, reposted it before I bought it, and I already had it sold before I bought it.
Wow, that's crazy. So you were just the middleman, literally.
Yeah, literally, and I got a delivery fee out of it too.
You should have had this guy just to pick it up at the original place.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna cut myself out of it. I'll take the cash. I'll be there waiting to take your money, but it's at my friend's house, right?
Yeah.
Be
exactly,
cool.
yeah.
Be cool. Don't ask questions.
So that just kind of turned into it. It just kept going. I was in college, and I mean, I've never been employed by any other person except for my dad when we were really young, and I was, doing weeds and shit like that.
Right. Changing oil or something. Or...
Yeah. Nothing. But I've never had an employer other than myself, and I love working. Now I have a schedule, but I hate having been tied down to something where you can't get out of. If that makes sense in a way.
No. It makes sense probably to everybody who's listening to this, and if it doesn't, what he's talking about is making your own. You come from making your own time, i.e. doing whatever the heck you want whenever you want to do it, as long as you make your monthly nut on selling furniture or MacBooks, right?
Yeah.
So you can live and eat and enjoy yourself. Now you're going into the Furniture Superstore where you have posted hours.
Yep.
You got to be there making sure your employees aren't messing around. You got to make sure everything's looking good. People are selling properly, right?
Yeah, so
that's what he's talking about, guys. Now where it's actually really coming down with rain, you may be able to see it in the back here, or up at top here, or hear it. But this is beautiful out here, man.
Yeah, it is nice right now. A little snow over here, man, already.
Oh yeah, we're getting some snow, guys. This is we're coming off of the Holly home win, so that's the weekend that it is. Today's Holly Sunday, right? The Lobos beat Boise State.
Yeah,
so
I heard about that too.
You saw that? So I mean, Guys, if you're in New Mexico, it looks like it's sleet now.
Yeah.
You know, things are happening. It's
38 degrees right now. So
38 degrees.
It's climbing, or it's dropping.
So where does your passion come from? What keeps you moving forward? I mean, you kind of described it in the sense that you never worked for anybody. So you always wanted to...
it's our temperature thing, by the way.
Yeah, it says outside temperature 37, guys.
It's freezing.
So where did the passion come from? What keeps you moving?
You know, to me, you have different goals that I want to achieve, and I'm a very competitive person. I want to make sure I achieve those goals, you know.
Yeah, so this is more of a battle between you and yourself.
Yeah, definitely. You know, goals are huge for me. I set them, and like I said, I have to achieve them. If I don't achieve them, and usually I do. If I set them, and a guy explained it really well one time to me, and kind of helped me get going on this path. But he explained it like a cruise ship leaving a harbor.
Interesting. I've never heard this.
With no map. Where's it going to go? It's just going to float around out in the ocean. So, think of your goals as your map to your destination in life. So, which I think is a very good way to look at it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I've heard the example of, I don't remember the exact quote, guys, but the quote goes something like, if you set your sails, you're going to get some winds and they're going to take you off course, but you got to still keep going on course. Otherwise, you're just going to end up going way off course and end up somewhere. I probably bastardized that quote, guys, so don't quote me on all this. I'm just going off of memory here. But that's interesting. I've never heard it explained like that, and that's a great way to put it. If you don't have a map, what if you're a plane? You're just gonna, okay, guys, we're gonna get to 40,000 feet here. We're gonna have Sally and Chloe serving and throwing peanuts at you. If you like ginger ale, we have beer for sale. But we're just gonna fly around until again gas runs out,
and then we're gonna land there, and that's where we're gonna go.
And that's where you go. So I hope you guys pack.
But truly though, it's life without a goal. Where are you going? If you have no idea where, there's no destination for you to go to, and you got to keep making those destinations. Otherwise, you're just going to end up wherever the hell fate takes you at that point.
Yeah, you're actually really right. Good way to put it, man.
Yeah, I think that's a very good way to. I talk to my salespeople a lot about that idea.
Weather update: currently snowing. Okay, back to the show.
Yeah.
Dropping temperature like it's hot. Now it's getting cold. So most people talk about doing X or Y. So it really comes down to the people who can talk about it and the people who can execute these goals that you're talking about, right? So how do you find it? How do you keep yourself, I don't know the right word, how do you keep yourself on track to attack these goals? You obviously have to make the goal and write it down, right? We've learned about this in other books.
You have to, definitely make the goal, write it down. Another thing is make sure they are, they're reachable goals, but at the same time they're hard to reach.
Right.
And make, let's see, how's the best way to do? Make a the description on it, make it very in-depth on what you're going to do. Not just you're going to make a bunch of money, but you're going to make a certain amount of money.
Right.
Hey, I want to be worth this much by this date, I get down as far as the day and year and the amount of money I want to make by this particular time.
I've read this before and I have these same goals. If you're listening or watching this, guys, that's really important. No matter how many books you read, Law of Attraction,
Think and Grow Rich,
The Slight Edge, The One Thing. I'll link all these up in the description here. But you read these books and it all comes down to the same thing. You have to have a goal. You have to have so descriptive, and you hear from other people. What I do at night and when I wake up is I'll have my alarm go off. I'll set a sleep timer from past the time I wake up. I'll set it and I'll put a sleep timer for 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And I'll just close my eyes and I'll think about these goals that I'm trying to reach in the next 5 years, and I'll picture it like a movie theater. I'm eating popcorn in the chair and I'm watching it unfold.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you my goals, man. They'll be for another time, another place. This is all about Chris today. He's probably not going to share his goals, and that's not the point, but we're talking about how you get those, and you're talking about it. You're list it out. I want to be worth X. I want to, at this date, this time, I can picture it, I can see it, I can feel it, I can taste the check. I can see the writing on the check, I can see the bank account numbers. I don't care, guys, if you have to doctor up a bank account statement, if you have to write yourself your own check for $100 grand or $1 million or whatever the case is. You got to visualize it.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to see it, right?
And I think it's good to make a short-term and long-term goals too. So you can, again, when you start achieving these goals and different things, like for instance, I had a house that a rental property and I was trying to get it rented, and I put down goals on when the next tenant moved out, when I'd have it rented, and I kid you not, to the day, I think one was the day after they rented by that day for the amount of money I wanted in it. It's crazy. But you got to think about it every night. I think about it every night before I go to bed. When I wake up in the morning, throughout the day, I'm thinking about it.
Yep.
And you have to, again, keep on track of where you're going. Again, an airplane or whatever, the ship doesn't just, okay, well, I'm going to try to go here, but forget about what I'm doing halfway in the middle.
I'm really glad you brought up that point. I've never heard that before, and it's a really good way to put it. This basically kind of boils down to, if you guys haven't read The Law of Attraction, you need to read The Law of Attraction. This is what you're talking about. Now, I'm going to take it a bit of a side, and I told Chris this morning I would take it aside and hit him with a surprise question. Last night, we saw the biggest underdog fight happen. This is Joe Rogan's words, not mine, of Holly Holm beating Ronda Rousey, TKO round 2. Totally unfavored. She was supposed to lose. She was a 10% chance of winning, guys. Ronda Rousey, 90% chance of winning. And if you go back and look at her October interview with Jimmy Fallon on his Tonight Show, she said, I'm going to go verbatim, non-verbatim here. She said, I'm not going to let Holly Holm kick me and knock me out in this fight. It's not how it's going to go down. But just by saying that into existence, guys, she set it into existence. She got it into her mind.
Yeah.
And now the law of attraction, maybe I don't know her mindset, but maybe she started bringing this in and kept bringing it in. Now that's what happened. And you're talking about that. Yeah. I've had this happen to me with my goals. You simply write it down, believe it, and it's going to happen.
It's
kind of crazy.
It'll also freak you out a little bit with the first couple times you do it. And I say you do a 30-day goal, to maybe losing weight, money, whatever it might be, a girlfriend or something. And I'm telling you, put it down, think about it every day, and you'll be amazed at what happens. It's interesting.
Dude, I didn't expect this another side. We are getting hammered with snow right now. We are in a 500 plus M5 rear-wheel drive going to the crest. There's about half inch of snow on the ground right now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The wrong car for this.
Yeah, 30 degrees. I'm looking over, and I just see the traction control light blinking like a mofo over here. Everybody's going 2 miles an hour. We're taking this corner at 1 mile an hour.
Yeah, we're getting traction control completely right now.
Yeah, we're being followed by a truck. And he's thinking, we're sliding all over the place. We're drifting a little bit. This is a little fun, right?
Yeah.
We're all in control, guys. We're safe. But yeah, I don't even know where I was at, man. I totally forgot.
Holly Holmes. And,
yeah. So speaking it into existence, like you said, 30 days, whether it's health, girlfriend, or boyfriend, if you're listening, and the other way around, something, right? Whatever the goal is.
All the above, I think. You can, and again, set realistic goals. I mean, you don't want to be. If your ultimate goal is to be dating a playmate or something, that could be a long-term goal. But
you got to think big, right?
Yeah, you got to think big or go home.
But you got to execute. You got to attack it. You can't just wake up and say, "Hey, I want to be, Donald Trump rich," and watch TV and beat bonbons on your couch, right?
Yeah.
You got to attack it.
You got to go out there and again, another good thing I've learned is you got to think of, again, all your goals are basically a fire, and you don't just say, or here's, I guess, a better way to put it. Let me say it the right way. You don't go up to a fireplace and say, "Give me heat." It doesn't happen. You know what I mean? What you do is you got to get the wood. You got to start it. You got to get all this stuff going, and think of all that as creating your goal and achieving it as the fire at the end.
Good point.
So that, I think, right there is huge. A lot of people want to set goals, but you got to go out there and do it.
Yeah, another way to put that, I've heard. Good example. These are all great examples, guys. We'll link up these examples. I'll write them down. I'll go through this and quote them on here. And these are great examples. Another one is Abraham Lincoln, I think, said, if I'm going to go cut down a tree and it's going to take me 8 hours, I'm going to spend 6 of those hours sharpening my axe.
There you go.
Because you got to plan, you got to prepare, you got to make sure you have the right tools, and then you attack the shit out of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got to go for it. Don't be scared to a certain extent, because I don't know.
Well, we kind of talked about this on the way up, and hopefully didn't lose the momentum there. Now, guys, snow update. Currently about 1 inch of snow. Currently going about, 20 miles an hour. We lost the truck behind us. We are currently drifting and sliding around these corners. I think the guy behind us thought we were totally insane going up this mountain into M5 and it's snowing. I didn't know it was going to be snowing today, otherwise I would
didn't
say
think it was either.
we'll bring something else. We'll bring the Evo or something.
Tacoma up or something.
Yeah, something else. But this is an adventure within itself. We'll be able to make it down. Again, lost track of what we're talking about. But you said we were passing the business that you wanted to own or wanted to lease. When we were driving up here, he said, that's the building we want to move to, expand to, or buy and lease. And he said, well, you can tell me what he said.
Well, go big or go home. I kind of just, we're at that point, and
Furniture Superstore, right?
Yeah, I think we just need to just go for it. You know what I mean? Like we've learned what we can learn, and I think we've hit our 10,000 hour rule. You heard about the 10,000 hour rule?
Yeah. If you haven't, we'll link that up too. It's basically you need to work 10,000 hours, guys, to
become perfectionist, pretty much.
A master,
how they
right?
put it. Yeah, master. Yeah.
And it's pretty interesting.
So, I think at this point, I just want to go for it and just do it.
Hey guys, we're gonna take a brief intermission, right?
Yeah, it's like you need to get some of what's going on.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna go mobile here, guys. We're gonna take our Osmo 4K camera and see if it can handle these temperature extremes here. We're gonna go mobile. We're gonna check out and show you what's going on. So I don't know how to hit pause on this thing. How do we hit pause?
Right there.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, now you're seeing what we're dealing with. You saw us at the base here.
Can't believe you're in shorts, man.
Yeah, I'm in short sleeves. Chris will get some video up here. We're officially the only M5 up here. Only crazy people. The Sandy Crest house is up here. Shit, maybe we can stop and get a hot cocoa.
So everybody knows we're like 11,000 feet up to elevation.
Yeah, we're
10,670.
okay. Officially 1068 here. Yeah, let's go higher. Let's go to the top here and see what's going on. We are.
First big snow.
I know we are in a straight up blizzard right now, dude. Normally you can see into this valley. This valley's about a mile deep, I think. Nah, that's over. It's not a mile deep. It's a few thousand feet.
Yeah.
Shot on Osmo DJI. Beautiful 4K, guys. Man, this is coming down. I am absolutely freezing. There's no telling how cold it is up here, but my body says it's freezing. Okay, we're at the lookout point. Chris is gonna pay 50 cents here to look out and see some fog. Chris,
It's cold, dude.
Dude, it's cold.
Let me get here. I gotta get you on here, dude, because I gotta see what you're wearing, dude. It's
I'm out here, guys, braving it. It is a straight-on blizzard, but we're doing it for you guys. There's some snow on the camera. We're getting blasted with wind. Man, I'm cold, dude. Isn't this wild?
This is wild, man.
Got the steady cam rolling here. Yeah, the camera is legit. Thank you guys at DJI for providing dope-ass equipment. Sorry, guys, we may curse throughout this thing. That just happens. We got snow on the lens. You can't see it because I'm getting blasted with snow in the face, but I tried to get our thing here. Dude, I am freezing. I didn't know that it was going to be straight up blizzard temps up here. I hope the operating threshold to this camera can handle this. And I'm just going crazy with this camera here, in the sense I don't know what buttons I'm pushing. Still recording.
Oh man.
All right, we're walking down.
Dude,
Let me clean the lens.
Flakes coming too, man. Look at these.
Yeah, no, these are big flakes. You can see Chris's jacket. You can see the flakes coming. Normally you can see into this valley here. Let's get back to the car, man.
You gotta get a picture of what's normally like so they can see, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll come back, guys, and do another video with another car person. Trying to wipe off the camera here. Well, you guys saw what was at the base. Now you can see what we're rolling with here. All right, let's get back to the show. Beautiful metallic M5 getting dumped on with snow here. Oh man, is it cold or what, homie?
Okay, we're recording.
All right, we got some record action on our Hero 2 here.
Here, I'm gonna slam on the brakes real quick just to see how icy it is. So it's icy.
We're sliding. We are sliding. This is definitely, now we're into fog, man. Do you got fog lamps? We are into some heavy fog here. Guys, this is not, you know, Chris is a professional driver in a crazy ass course right now. If this is a car commercial, I do not recommend driving up the Sandia Crest in a 500 plus horsepower BMW V10 E60 M5. Not the right car that we should have taken, but probably the coolest and the funnest.
Yeah, definitely.
If you saw the parking lot from up there, you have trucks, vans that are all-wheel drive vans, but we're the coolest car up there, that's for sure. We just came back into the car. You saw the video in 4K of the mountain up here. Now we're getting some unfog here. I don't know where we left off, but you know, it's all about the hustle, man.
Yeah, no, I agree, definitely. Get out there and just do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just they want to have that fire, but they don't want to put the wood in. You know what I mean? That's all part of it. You
They can spark it.
Blood, sweat, and tears, man. I've had all of them with our business. Now you'll have days that are great, days that are just you wish you were not in business almost at a certain point. You know?
Yeah, that brings up a great point. You know, not every day is going to be you're making bank, right?
No. Oh, we'll have days where it's just, you know, days like even when it's snowing and stuff, Albuquerque shuts down in the snow. So, like today, we'll probably pay to be open today.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, horrible that is. Like,
but it's a fact of owning a business, right?
Yeah, you never know though. Again, you never know. So, but it's just, you'll have days like that. That's just a part of life. But you also have days that will make up for 50 of those days. So, it's, you know, it's just, you just gotta roll with it, you know.
Man, we're into some serious fog here. So, what's the mindset that gets through these days? You know, because in any business or anything in life, if you're going to the gym and you're doing it for 30 days and you know you're on day 31 and you don't want to go and you look at the scale and you say I've only lost 2 pounds, what's the point? But when you keep moving, it's day 60 where you're going to see the results. It's day 90.
Yeah.
And in your case, it's year 2 where you break through and say, hey, we finally have a day over 10 grand or something, right?
Yeah. No, exactly. Well, yeah, we've already. I think the goals are kind of where you start bringing a lot of that out. You know, you start looking at your goals, saying, you know, hey, I need to get here, and it just keeps you going. Again, it's that map. You know, you need to keep going, and just. It almost sounds kind of corny, but it's totally true. You know, there's no other way to get around it. You can't just. You're never gonna have a perfect life. You know.
Yeah.
And just take the punches and roll with it. And, you know, as Holly Holmes did yesterday. So.
Yeah.
And look how that worked out. You know.
You know, I mean. You are probably the underdog in this industry, being new as you are into the furniture game.
Yeah.
But as we saw last night, if you guys haven't watched that fight video, it's blowing up the the interwebs. It's blowing up the interwebs. You know, Joe Rogan said it, like I said earlier, biggest up since SP St. Pierre or Sean. I don't know. You guys are probably gonna make fun of me about that, but that other guy. But it all comes down to, like you said, having that map, executing. Now, what happens? How do you keep moving? What's that passion, like you said, that keeps you going in days where it's snowing and the whole city shuts down and you have to feed your employees and all the pressure's on you and your other co-owner John?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got to deal with this. Not quite a bit, but you do have to deal with it, especially when you're running a sales team. You know, we got, I think, 8 salespeople right now, and you got to keep them happy, man. You got to
feed them, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. You got to keep them up and ready to go, and you're going to have days where one guy's going to do 15 grand and everybody else will do 0, and there's days like that, you know. You got to keep them upbeat, and it's just kind of, I like, you know, when it starts getting really bad, I like having fun. You know, do something crazy. You know, like sales meeting on Saturday. We have a meeting every Saturday.
Right.
And basically, we did a deal that, you know, I like it being competitive. I'm a huge believer in competitive and all, all that kind of stuff. But we had all the guys do push-ups for basically every 8 people. So the first guy didn't have to do any push-ups to his first sale. Second guy to do 2.
Oh, so every sale?
Yeah, so 4, 6, added 2 push-ups per.
Yeah.
So it actually turned out really good. And the guys got happy. It just makes it fun, a fun atmosphere, and
they got into it.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of, it becomes not really more of like it's a bad day. It's more of who can we have do more push-ups today?
Right.
And that changes things up. It's fun, man.
Yeah, because you're gonna make it harder for the next guy, right? If you're busting some stuff out.
Yeah.
And Billy gets a sale and you're already up to 20 push-ups.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't want to do any more. So you're gonna get it done.
Yeah.
So it's again all about having fun. I mean, dude, life is definitely too short not to. I can't believe already how old I am in such a short time. I feel like it's just changed completely.
Yeah. So I mean, the whole game's changed.
Yeah.
I remember, in high school when, we were on AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right now we're in a day and age where if you're not on the internet or social or watching us on the YouTube or listening to us on iTunes, you're not a player in the game.
Yeah.
Same
thing with our industry too. The web, web is really small for our
sector.
Yeah, exactly. So it's crazy how just a little bit we're doing with that is like huge. It's been huge for us for marketing and advertising and everything.
Yeah, I remember a time where you weren't on the web.
Yeah.
And we were this is last 6 months?
Yeah, probably about a year ago actually we didn't have anything. So but the last 6 months we've really been hitting it hard. So it's completely how it's changed completely.
It's another cash flow, right?
Yeah.
It's entirely another business. There's a lot that happens in just believing in yourself. There's a lot to say for having a dream. Everybody's got a dream, like Gary Vee says. Everybody's got a dream, but can you execute it and can you make it happen? Right? That's what it all boils down to.
Yeah.
You can sit down and write these quotes on paper. You can write the deadlines, but you got to execute. What's the biggest problem that you've found in execution? What's the hardest part? Because you write your goals down. You have the minute detail. You feel it. You visualize it. You get the goosebumps.
Yeah.
You know what's coming. You're attracting this thing, right? Sorry, I'm getting all fired up. And what helps you keep executing so it just goes?
Yeah, I think a lot of it again. I want it's gonna happen. I want to have. I believe in it so much that it's not that maybe today wasn't for that to be achieved, but I'm gonna keep pushing until it is.
Interesting.
And it's just kind of, I don't know. You kind of run down to it. I think everybody's gonna be different on how they feel about that, but it really comes down to you just want to achieve that goal no matter what.
So bad.
And if you have it that you want it that bad, you're going to achieve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A good way to put this, guys, if you ever listen to Joel Osteen, he's a Christian preacher. I wouldn't say he's a preacher to the preacher sense. He's a prosperity preacher. So even if you're not religious, you can get something out of Joel Osteen. You know Joel.
Yeah, I know who he is. Actually, I got a song. I'll play it for you when we're done here. It actually has the beginning of the intro. Is him talking about the soaring with the eagles. You heard that quote?
Yep.
Yeah,
you can either soar with the eagles or you can... I can't remember.
Something with the chickens, yeah.
Yeah, or you can... there's a chicken who... Well, there's that famous quote, that the chicken that grew up with the eagles and he didn't know he couldn't fly, right? And he ended up flying or whatever. But what Joel always says, or at least in a couple of his things, is, guys, if you don't make it to that goal today, if a girl says no to you to go on a date, or if you get shut down by a girl or a guy, or something in your life says this door is closed, try another route, you guys are going to be one step closer to that yes, where that girl, that guy is going to say yes, that opportunity is going to be divine, it's going to happen, your goal is going to happen, you're going to be on a path to a bigger success. So if you guys get this no that happens every day, because you're like, hey, I thought this is going to happen this way.
Yeah.
My dream said it's going to happen like this way. This is how I wrote it down. But it actually manifests, and the law of attraction brought it to me in a different way that I didn't even know was possible, right?
Yeah, and actually it might have even come out better the next time around.
It generally does.
So I've had things that'll, I wanted a certain way, and I've, did everything to get it, have it happen.
And you fight for it that way, right?
And it doesn't happen, but then a week later it turns completely around, and I'm glad it didn't happen that way, because it wasn't the right move, or it wasn't, you never know what's the right and what's the wrong move, but you'll see it. It's all comes in the future,
Yeah.
So sometimes you're definitely, thank God or thank whoever you believe in.
Right. Thank something.
Happened, Yeah. So
I hear you there, man.
yeah.
There's these divine doors, or whatever you want to call it, like you said, but it's going to happen for a reason. Here's a Audi Quattro passing us. He doesn't know what he's in for.
Yeah.
You probably saw our cars packed with snow, but he has Quattro. That's a good all-wheel drive system, so he'll be okay. Shout out to Audi Quattros if you got one. Probably the most solid four-wheel drives out there.
Yeah.
I think they invented four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or at least pioneer of it.
I got a friend with one, dude. It's a pretty fun car.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Audis do a great job. But back to what we're talking about. Yeah, you'll have these divine doors, and you push so hard to make this thing happen. I have seen this so many times in my personal life and other people's life. You keep fighting and say, I'm going to do X. And I have my own plan of getting to X, and it's going to be this. And then, you know, life happens.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I just got punched in the face. I got to, if you guys are Eric Thomas fans, he always says, if you can look up, you can get up. You got to get up, look up, and attack it and find another way. And if you keep attracting positive things, something bigger and better is going to happen, right?
Yeah, just keep going, keep pushing. Push through the hard times. There's going to be a shitload of them.
Yeah.
Again, my language, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of them. And if you're not ready for that, then change your attitude right now, you know?
Yeah, this is not for you, right? Entrepreneurship or hustling's not for you, right?
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of problems in your day.
Yeah, you might as well go back to 9 to 5 or something like that.
And keep doing the boring thing. But if you want to become something and do what you want to do, your destiny in life, then you do it. You know?
Whatever that is. I mean, that could be going totally off the grid and being a boat captain, right?
Yeah, something, yeah.
Or that could be, you know, just moving to Mexico and doing that thing, or it could be just retiring at 30, just relaxing and enjoying life, right?
Yeah.
Whatever your goal is. No one's judging here. Judge-free zone, of course. But
I think you completely need to, how do I want to say this here? You can't, I'm trying to think of the best way. You can't be a bitch about it. I probably might have to cut that one out.
No.
Yeah.
There's no cuts here. This is an adult language. We'll hit the 18 or over thing.
You just gotta go for it. You know, you can't ever expect anybody to do anything for you too. The only constant thing in this world is you. So if something goes wrong or a mistake happens, you can never blame it on anybody else. I hate that more than anything. Some of my employees will come in and this happened or that happened, but it's the other person's fault.
It's never their fault.
True. No. It's always your fault. You did something wrong, but take it as you learned your lesson for next time. You're ignorant if you basically don't take it as a lesson. You take it as in someone did something to you and you came out with a bad outcome.
Yeah, I mean, it's fuel for your fire.
Yeah.
No one's going to be 100% perfect. And no one, you know, that's not the goal. The goal is to execute at a high level, 90 to 95%. Maybe some days you'll have 98%.
Yeah.
You're never going to have 100%. Some days you'll have 80%. Yeah, you know, Zuckerberg says it's all about just getting the job done. Other people say it's all about getting the job done and doing it perfectly as you can. Different mindsets, different theories there, both from people who have killed it. But you have all these challenges, and no day is going to be the perfect day.
No.
This brings me to an interesting point. What do you think the percentage of, I'm not going to say bad days, but what's the percentage of disappointing outcomes versus, you know, perfect outcomes? Would you say it's 80% bad?
Yeah.
20% your champagne's falling from the ceiling, velvet ropes are parting?
I guess it depends on how you look as a bad outcome.
Oh, that's
again,
a good point.
A lot of the bad outcomes will usually turn into what I've dealt with. Will turn into something that I've learned so much from.
That's a great
That has completely
point.
changed everything I've done or the way I live life or whatever. So depends on what a bad outcome is. But you're gonna have problems along the way. There's gonna be, there's always something in your path that's gonna stop you. But again, you got to keep going.
Yeah, that's a good point. I should rephrase that and reframe it as you would call it. A bad outcome on the surface looks bad, right?
Yeah.
But under the surface, you're gaining your 10,000 hours. You're putting your time in and you're getting it through experience. Whatever it is you've done, somebody says, I think Gary Vay says it, and he says it like this: I wish guys would have saw me before 30. Because nobody saw him on the internet before 30. Nobody saw the struggle before any of these guys. Nobody saw Tiger Woods out there when he's, 5 or 6 year olds putting and chipping. All they see is him getting the Masters and wearing green jackets and being a celebrity.
Yeah.
No one saw Michael Phelps swimming on Saturday and Sunday, getting 52 more swims in than his competitor for 6 hours. Nobody sees that.
Yeah.
All they see is has the most medals in Olympic history. That's all they say. And then they judge him because the guy wants to do whatever he wants to do in his free time.
Yeah.
So
I totally agree with you on that. Definitely. It's no one sees the behind the scenes. Everybody only sees what is to their knowledge. What's going to be written about on the internet. It's not going to be the amount of time that they spent doing.
Oh, look how that's a cool view. You can just almost apex and go straight through that.
What I usually
We're looking at the ski area and some left and rights here. We just blasted through this. Man, that's a cool view.
Yeah.
Guys, we're currently in rain now.
Is there people up there?
Yeah, no, there's people up there. Oh, they're doing ski refreshers. Ski patrol training.
Oh, really?
I bet you money they're doing ski patrol training up there. Yeah, there's guys on the lifts and they're doing training. What they have to do is evacuation stuff. So if the lift is stuck, maybe that's what they're doing.
Like teach them how to jump off or get off,
or rappel down or something, or I don't know what they're doing. But this guy's at the ski area. It's all about putting your time in, man.
Yeah. And Gary Vee he has a bunch of actually episodes lately about that too. About there's an internet or a viral video going around the internet. Have you seen that, the young kids who do nothing with their life and they live on the beach and they do this marketing thing where it's just all this bull crap about that doesn't happen. Nobody in life doesn't just become something without again, that fire brings back the same analogy. You don't just get fire without putting wood in and doing all the work behind it. It's the easiest way to look at it. It's totally true. And that I think a lot of people their misconception of wealthy people or whatever, that they just were
they were born with it, right?
Yeah. But there is a lot of people that are born with wealth completely, but there's a lot of people that are totally from the bottom up, or even if they're born wealthy, they've worked and made their own who they want to be.
Yeah, no one sees the behind the scenes. All they see is the external awards and stuff. Everybody, all they see is you as an M5 and a CEO, co-owner of Furniture Superstore. They don't see the days that you spent, 7 to midnight, or working at home, or all the craziness, or dealing with employee struggles, or sleeping on the couch in the store that you're trying to sell.
When we first opened, we would work all day, so we'd work 10 to 7, and then at night we'd have to do our deliveries because just me and my brother. So we'd go out and do the deliveries. So we'd be every day.
You guys delivered my bed.
Yeah. So we'd go do all of our stuff on our own completely when it was just us two.
Yeah, John, his co-owner that's not here.
And talk about, dude, you're tired.
I remember those days.
Weeks and months. Actually, it was like 2 years of that before we started actually hiring people to.
See, this goes
all
back
about
to
doing it ourselves. We like that part of it.
But this took you 2 years to get something going here.
Yeah.
It didn't just happen overnight. You just didn't say, "Hey guys, I'm going to be a business owner and sell furniture," and bam, we're in business making money.
Yeah.
It wasn't that easy.
The pictures from when we started till now is completely different. We went from a little tiny store who sold a little bit of furniture to a big store selling a lot of furniture.
No, I remember when John would say, "Hey, I'm going to come deliver your bed for you at. Can I come over at 7 o'clock?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's kind of weird."
Yeah.
But I just was getting home from the gym. Perfect time for me. And you put in a 12-hour day.
Yeah.
And he's hanging out with me, installing and putting it together a mattress and I don't know what you call it, bed. Yeah. And smiling, happy, cordial.
It's just kind of a part of it, man. And again, I think a lot of people that don't make in business because they want to have somebody else do everything for them. They don't want to clean toilets, which is awful work, but you got to do it. You're gonna get to a point in your life where you can hire people to do this stuff, but at the beginning, you do that. You deal with the problems. You deal with everything. You deal with it.
Yeah. It's you doing it.
Again, no one sees that part of it because you usually do that when we're closed. But either way,
it's got to get done.
Yeah.
And when it's just two of you, who else is going to do it?
Yeah, exactly.
You got me, myself, and I.
And if it doesn't get done, who do you have to blame? Yourself.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a never-ending road of, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm glad you brought that up. Responsibility. I'm going through the end of The One Thing. I don't know if you've read that good book.
No.
I'll link it up. Like I said, guys, I'll link all these books I mentioned up here in the comments, or above the comments, right below this picture that I'm pointing down at. This fictional area here where I put description. I'll link it up. Good book. Talks about, it's all you, man. It's all you. At the end of the day, you're the guy that's looking yourself in the mirror, and everybody's born with the same 24 hours, right? And if you don't get it done in that time, it's maybe a mismanagement of time. Maybe you just didn't attack it right. I don't know, but you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, did we do the best freaking job we can today? Right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
And
again, I think
that's perfect.
That's where the goals come into too. You got to, prioritize your time, and what is going to get you close to your goal is what you're going to probably do first. So, going out and drinking with the friends, I mean, that's a fun thing to do, and we all do. We all have a good time. But what is going to get you close to your goal on this particular day?
Yeah,
is going to change on what you do and shape who you are ultimately.
Yeah, as time's changing, I just, guys, I like to listen to a bunch of podcasts of people who are smarter than me or have been where I want to go. And I read a lot of books. I try to bust through a book a week. Sometimes it takes a...
You really do that? Really?
Book a week. Sometimes it takes a book every 2 weeks because by the time I'm done working at 10:30 and I can't focus on reading a book, so instead of doing that, I'll listen to my podcast of Lewis Hayes. Hopefully I said that right. Or Gary Vay. Or my buddy Andy Frisella. Insert any of these guys. Art of Charm. Just you got to make yourself better somehow every day, and that comes back to the one thing. What's the one thing you guys can do today that's going to get you closer to that goal? Now, it could be very small. It could be, hey, just waking up and facing your day. Yeah. It could be as small as that, right? Yeah. It could be as small as, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do 10 minutes on the bike. That may be 10 minutes that more than you've done in your whole life. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But I guarantee you, after week 2, you're going to be at 15 minutes. Yeah. Right?
You all got to start somewhere.
And the goal of losing 100 pounds or 10 pounds or...
That gets that much smaller each time you go through and do these particular
things. The gap gets smaller, right?
And that's just what it is. You plug away, do your thing, and again, make that map happen, and hit those steps along the way,
Man, this has been a solid 40 minutes. We're coming down to the bottom here, guys. We've been through a beautiful day. It was about 50 degrees when we left 5,000 feet in Albuquerque. We stopped and did our intro at the beginning of it. We were about 38 there. We went to the snow to the top. Man, I almost forgot about that. We were just in a blizzard. Now, it's hard to tell now because we're out of the fog. The road is just wet. Beautiful day. First snow probably in Albuquerque.
I think so, man. First big snow, at least.
Yep. They say it's supposed to snow on Tuesday and Monday. At least the guy at the gas station
saying that.
Yeah. I don't know his meteorology degree, but that's what he says. So I'm banking on that because I love snow. Thank you guys for spending the last 45, maybe 50 minutes. I don't know the run time here. And I think we've had a successful time. Once again, my name is Chris Martin. You may know my other Chris Martins, Coldplay, the Chris Martin from the Rockies pitcher, now Yankees pitcher. I think he's first or second string or something. I'm not the Chris Martin from the Bank of America debit card, so stop texting me pictures of people saying I know your debit card or credit card number. I'm not the Bank of America Chris L. Martin. I'm a different Chris Martin. I get that maybe 2 times a week. Someone texts me a picture of the card at the ATM machine or at the Bank of America. They use Chris Martin in the marketing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'll get credit card requests from the Bank of America. I think they had this. I thought they had this dialed down to like a CRM of here's a picture of your name on the card, but lo and behold, that's just who they use in their marketing. Yeah, so I'm not that Chris Martin. I'm not the Coldplay guy. The Chris Martin holding down the Southwest here, bringing some value hopefully to your guys' day. I got Chris Saylor here, Furniture Superstore co-owner, entrepreneur, hustler. You heard his story. Started from the bottom in the business world, and is now finally, after how many years? 10 years since you first stole the pair of jeans?
Well, yeah, let's see.
You got to carry the two, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're coming up, right about 10 years now.
Okay, we'll call it 10 years in the making.
But again, all of the same stuff comes back around to all the things that if, jeans are harder, or where the computers are harder to get or whatnot, always put me to something different to make me on it better. Where when I was angry about computers again, I couldn't find enough of them or get enough of them. Right. It was a whatever you want to call it, a problem with my road to where I was going. Yeah. But it got me going into furniture, and look at where I am now.
It closed the door that led you to another open door that's probably better, right?
Yep. And at the time I would be completely telling you something different. I was really angry, it was hard, and
No, I remember those days.
Things have, it changed completely. And again, something might come up later, you know. But
well, this
I'm
furniture,
gonna keep plugging away until I reach my particular goals that I, you know.
and you know, this furniture door could close at any moment of time, or you could sell out to someone if you want to get out of the furniture game, and open your door to something that's going to get you closer to your end game, right?
Exactly.
And whatever your end game is, with all guys, I guess the main theme of this is goals. Pick some goals. After you're done listening to this or watching this on YouTube, sit down, spend 5-10 minutes, write some goals down, do some subheadings, visualize these goals on the daily, before you go to bed, before you wake up, you're in the shower, you're running, you're driving. Picture this, feel this, get the goosebumps, get excited, and attack the shit out of it. And maybe one day, 5, 10, 15 years, you'll be touching that goal, you'll be staring it right in the face, right?
Yeah. I do want to mention too, your goals can change throughout the way. There might, again, you have a different fork in the road, and you end up going a different way, and your goal will change. But as long as it goes to where you want it to go, so just be aware that they can change. That you don't just get, well, I don't like doing X, Y, and Z anymore, I'm going to change it. But just so people can, that's kind of weird when you start doing goals. It trips you out a little bit, you know.
Yeah, interesting point. Things
your goals
can change,
and that's definitely okay, you know.
Hey, forks and roads, man. Go where, guys, go where the road is not taken, and make a freaking path, and help others along the way. We didn't talk about that, but maybe we'll talk about another episode with some other people. So guys, coming up, we're going to do some other episodes with other people. We have some great stuff lined up. And of course, check out episode 2 where Chris and I do some burrito reviews. We had some fun doing that this morning.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
I'm still full from that. I'm not going to have lunch. We got the V1 bleeping, the Valentine 1 going off. We got some coppers in the area, so we better check out here, guys. Thanks for stopping by, listening to us, watching us, enjoying the snow, enjoying our, hill climb in our beautiful M5. As always, guys, enjoy your day. Keep helping others and grow your own brand. Talk to you later, guys.
Thanks, guys, for listening.
All right, peace.